174 weeks ago, I started investing $10 daily, Monday through Friday, into the ETF VTI. I'm sure many people would think $10, what can that do? Can it really make a difference? Well, I want you to know that if it's $10 or even a lower amount, as long as you can be consistent, you can't afford not to invest it. So what have those $10 investments grown to? As of today, 35.08 shares of VTI. I'm currently up 37.62%, and the portfolio value is $12,036.21. I've gained $3,290.03, and my average cost is $249.26. The current stock price is $343.03, which is just under the all-time high for VTI, which is $343.41. So what is VTI? It's the Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. Exchange traded funds. It's a basket of stocks that gives you exposure to every sector, large, mid, and small cap stocks, over 3,000 of them. But you'll get the highest exposure to NVDA, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. Instant diversification, but we are getting heavy exposure to those companies with the largest market cap. Currently, Google and NVIDIA are over 4 trillion, Microsoft and Apple in the 3 trillions, and Amazon right behind at 2.6 trillion. So building up this portfolio to just over $12,000 didn't happen because I timed the market, because I predicted the market. It happened because I was consistent and stayed invested. I started that challenge over 3 years ago before I even had a YouTube channel, and I'm going to keep giving updates. So make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to continue to see the growth of my portfolios over time. I want everyone to know that building wealth is not something that can only be achieved if you were born into wealth. It's built by taking the time to learn, being consistent, having good habits, making smart decisions, and once you're in the market, giving it time. Remember, time in the market beats timing the market. You definitely can get started with a small amount, so stop waiting for that perfect time. So before we move on to a little bit of stock market news, let's take a look at the investment calculator to see how my current balance could continue to grow over the next few years. My portfolio balance is $12,036 over the next 5 years at a 10% rate of return, which is usually what I use when I do projections using the investment calculator, because that is the average rate of return when you look at indices like the S&P. So a modest rate of return just to give us an estimate. But over the last 3 years, VTI has returned an average of 22%. So first, let's take a look at how the numbers look without me making any additional contribution. After another 5 years, letting compounding do its work, I would gain another $7,300 in interest, and my portfolio value would be about $19,400. And if I was to continue contributing about $200 per month for the next 5 years, I would contribute another $12,000. The portfolio could grow by about $10,600 for an ending balance of $3,400-$700. So this is just an estimate. This is a way to set goals for yourself. And like I already shared, the rate of return could be substantially more. And this is also not accounting for my dividends. On this portfolio, I received $117.78 in 2025. Take some time to use the investment calculator, put the numbers in based on your current portfolio balance and what you are working to achieve. So today, Monday, January 12th, 2026, all 3 of the indices hit all-time highs. And this is a very notable recovery because earlier today, the Department of Justice launched a probe into Fed Chair Jerome Powell. These issues are related to whether Fed Chair Jerome Powell misled Congress regarding $2.5 billion in renovation costs. But Powell claimed that they are just pressuring him to lower interest rates. So the kind of news that causes uncertainty when it comes to the financial markets, but we still managed to end the day up, fueled by a few of those big names. So Google is up 1% on the day, and Apple is up just 0.34%. And this comes after Google and Apple have announced a strategic AI partnership. So this is a collaboration that shows how big tech is building the future together, not only competing. Two of the largest companies joining forces. So I just touched on a few big names and some headlines that came out today, but when you invest into a fund like VTI, you're automatically getting exposure to the growth of all these big companies without having to know which one of those big name tech companies to pick and incorporate into your portfolio. It's like getting a little piece of them all. So if you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And remember, you don't need a lot of money to get started investing. You don't need to wait. The time is now. Small, consistent amounts over time grow into something so much more significant. Use that investment calculator. Start to look at what time in the market could mean for your investments over time. Make sure to drop me some comments. Check out my referral links, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.